Hello and welcome to the weekly Oracle Wisdom. My name is Natalie and we are going to have a look at what the Oracle cards have to tell us for the energies for the week ahead. We are halfway through April, so if you haven't already, go and check out my April monthly Oracle Wisdom. I will attach the link below so that you can go and have a look at that. It is Pick a Pile. So yeah, have a look and see which crystal appeals to you most, and then that is the reading for you. Maybe it's a couple of piles. If you watched the April reading at the beginning of the month, maybe go back and rewatch and see if the messages still apply. Maybe there's a different pile that appeals to you now that we're later in the week. Okay, so we are starting with the Clarifying Life Situations Oracle. I'm going to pull one more. Okay, so the first card up is a fresh start. This new chapter will require you to take a leap of faith in the process which is in front of you. New beginnings, new possibilities. Then we have creative forces. Your creativity is endless. The creative power you hold within is far greater than you realize. Artist, inspiration, and innovative. Then we have feeling deeply. Embrace your feelings and allow to feel them fully. Love is entering your life. Open heart, emotions, and love. Protection. Protect your energy and guard yourself against the people and things that drain you. Security. Guard vulnerable. We have pause and reflect. Be mindful of your self-talk and solve your problems with the fullest mental clarity. Stagnation, release, and stillness. And then we have partnership. A significant relationship is about to be forged that will assist you in expanding your growth, collaboration, support, and union. Okay, so first of all, I'm glad that this is very different from the energy of last week, which was incredibly challenging. There were blocks and frustration and endings and a lot that was challenging us, and we were being forced into doing shadow work. And I feel like to start the reading with a fresh start is the best possible start we could have. It means that this energy is starting to move and shift and allow us to kind of get things moving and see that sun on the horizon. You know, a new day is dawning. I always say, and I said last week, this too shall pass. It's one of my favorite sayings. And when we're stuck in the middle of really challenging energy, it's very easy to feel like it's never going to shift. You know, it's time to get creative and really think about what it is you want and need when moving forward. And I think that for so long we've been told that we have to follow a particular path. There is a particular strategy with which we have to attack life. And it's time to realize that that is not at all how we need to do things. We can be innovative. We can think outside the box. We can create the life that we desire. I remember years ago, people would say to me, how do you live the life that you live? And I had basically told all of my clients, look, if you book me at 9 a.m., I'll show up at 9. You won't have me at my best. If you want me at my best, book me after 10 a.m. That allows me to get the sleep that I need to get up and sort of get functioning, and then I'm fully in my body and I'm ready to go. And we had an understanding, most of us, that if they needed me earlier, even if they needed me at 5 a.m., I would show up and I would do the job and I would be great. But I was better when I was able to function on my time schedule. And so I created this life where they understood me, I understood them, and we met each other in the middle. I know that might sound silly to some, but the 9 to 5 never worked for me. And a few times girlfriends sort of said, how did you do this? And I said, well, it took time and I kind of had to build those relationships with people. But once they were built, I was able to explain what it was I needed. And they were happy to meet me because they understood the work they were getting from me. So that was how I was innovative in terms of crafting this life that worked for me. For you, it might be crafting this whole new idea and way that you want to move through the world. But this is where you have to get creative and think about it. Had I not said anything, had I just trusted that this is how the world functions and I have to go along with it, I would have been getting up at hours that sucked for me and struggling to kind of cope. And, you know, not everybody is a morning person. I am definitely not. And so understanding how I function best, I navigated all of that. I know some people go, well, that's just how you have to move through the world. No, it's not. It's just not. It's not. Nothing about my life has been how I was meant to move through this world. I didn't finish high school at a traditional high school. I left. I worked for a year and a half when I was 15 and 16. I was working full-time and out of school when I turned 16. I went back and I finished school. I got accepted into university, but realized that wasn't going to work for me. So I left on the first day so that I didn't get heaped with a bunch of debt. I've worked, I've done things in a roundabout, back to front way that worked for me. And this is one of those moments where we all need to assess where we want to go, how we want to get there, and the best way to do it. And maybe it's starting a new business and thinking of something that's completely out of the box, that's never been heard of before. But this is the time to really focus on that. I think after last week and after doing the shadow work that we were called to do and moving through all of that, there is going to be residual feelings and things that are coming up for us. And we have to move through those feelings. You have to embrace what is coming up, whether it be good or bad. And sometimes when we're moving through trauma in terms of reliving it so that we can break that cycle, it has to burn off of us as it's coming back to the surface and we're healing from it. So you have to embrace it. And if somebody that you love is going through all of this, you have to support them and learn to not take things personally. There is the option that, last week, the dating card was the last card from the Ascending Life Oracle deck that we looked at. And amongst all this stuff that was about going deep and shadow work and timing and all of this, then we ended up with dating. And it was about feeling good and doing things that sort of fed us so that we were able to move through all of this. But we now have this card coming up saying that there is a possibility for love. So maybe there was a first date and it may lead to something. But ultimately, it's more about having an open heart and being open to expressing what's coming out, what needs to be let go of, what you're moving through, and also open to those that are around you and everything that they're going through. We have the protection card, protect your energy and guard yourself against people and things that drain you. So last week there was talk about redrawing your boundaries and doing what's right for you. So make sure that if you didn't complete that last week, make sure you set that in place. Maybe it's just because often when we draw new lines in the sand and we draw new boundaries, people will challenge them because our boundaries don't work for them. They want us exactly as they're used to having us. And this is our time to say, no, I'm holding strong with this. This is what I need. This is going to stay in place. This is our new norm. So just make sure that you are protecting yourself this week and making sure that everything's as you want it to be and that you're not being drained and having the life sucked out of you. So maybe not only holding your boundaries, but maybe this is a matter of doing things to have those protections in place, doing a protection meditation, having time out from the world so that you can recharge, so that when you're going back out to the world, you're able to do it with the full strength to be able to protect those boundaries. And then we've got pause and reflect. Be mindful of your self-talk and solve your problems with the fullest mental clarity. It's so easy, especially when boundaries are being tested and when people are challenging the things that they don't like that we have going on, that we can start to get in our own head and we can start to go, well, maybe I'm being unreasonable. Maybe I shouldn't do this. Maybe this is too much. No, it's not. You're fine. You're fine where you are. So just make sure you're taking time. I mean, I talked about when we were talking about protection, about meditation. Take that time to pause. Take that time to be still and get clarity on what it is you want, what holds true. Maybe you need to move those boundaries a touch, but not because somebody is telling you need to, but because you feel that they're not quite right. Whatever it may be, this is time to sit and go, okay, this is working, this isn't, so how do I change this? And then, of course, we have partnership. And partnership, I know it's showing up in a love heart and it can be a romantic thing. And this is a week where we're going to feel deeply, but partnership isn't necessarily about romantic love. And it can be, and I hope that it is, because we all need some love in our lives. But this could be a partnership in terms of a friendship that gets stronger. It could be partnership in terms of work. And part of that is this creative force that we're focusing on, and we're putting something new into play, and there is somebody that comes in that is able to help us, or somebody that steps up who's already in our life that is able to help us and support us as we move forward. Okay, interesting. So we have the Butterfly Effect Oracle. I haven't actually used this in a while. This is a MahrukhX deck. I feel, yeah. I kept seeing 4 and I thought a third one had jumped out, but there were actually 2. Okay. So the first one is abundance. Your manifestations are about to start paying off abundantly. You are long overdue for some great financial rewards, and you are finally being rewarded. Then we have signs. Your guides are trying to communicate with you. They are sending you signs and synchronicities. It could be through music, dreams, or number sequences. Pay attention. Career change, a new opportunity comes. This is a new beginning that will challenge you to get out of your comfort zone and expand your horizons. No more playing small, time to dream big. And then we finish off with flow. You've let go of your expectations and attachments to the idea of what you thought would make you happy, and learning to get out of your own way by embracing the flow of life. So this is a week after a really challenging week last week. And I find it interesting because one of the themes of last week, I was saying the song Let It Go. And, you know, it looks like we are getting into that mindset of trusting divine timing, trusting the flow of energy. You know, we're finally starting to see abundance come back into our lives. And after these challenging weeks where we've been forced to stop, where things aren't moving, we're finally going to start see things ticking over, and we're going to start seeing the rewards from our patience, from doing the work, from building that strong foundation. That's finally going to start paying off. And prior to, I think the signs, they'll be coming in when things are paying off and when things are manifesting in real time. But prior to and when it's happening, you're going to get these signs. And some of us, dreams are really important. I know that I dream constantly in consistency. There isn't a night where I don't dream. My partner rarely dreams. And so he is fascinated when I call him or send him a voice note and go, "You're not going to believe what happened last night." And I give him the rundown, and he calls me laughing and says, "You really, like, there's a lot that you process through that dream state." Whereas for him, he'll call me if he's dreamt because it's so rare that it happens. But it might be music. There may be particular songs that have messages in it for you. It might be that there's someone from the other side who there is a particular song that they play when they're around. So pay attention to all of that, the number sequences, always important. And I know people will say, you can see signs in anything if you're looking for it. Yes, that's true. What's also true is there are moments in time where everywhere I look, the sequences are the same and they're popping up everywhere. And then there are other moments where I rarely see them. And it's not that I'm looking differently or with a different mindset. It's just that there are moments where the universe really needs you to know that they're there and they're backing you up. So pay attention to all of that. This whole career change, opportunity comes in, new beginning, you'll be challenged. The first card of the reading was a fresh start and then creative forces. This is about stepping into new things. This is about creating the life that you want to build. So if that opportunity to change career comes up, take it, say yes, jump off the cliff, and trust that the universe will catch you. Now, sometimes career change doesn't mean leaving your job in terms of quitting. It can be a promotion. It can be that duties are shifting, that you're moving to a different role. But whatever it is, something is shifting and it's time to broaden those horizons. Okay, we are finishing with the Archangel Michael Sword of Light Oracle. This is Radleigh Valentine. I keep seeing 2, so I think we'll finish with 2. Okay. Okay, so the first card out is don't settle for less. You are a child of the divine and you deserve to have your dreams come true. Don't give up. And I think that with how challenging the energies have been, it's very easy to kind of throw our hands up in the air and say, I just don't want to do this anymore. I'm done. I give up. This is your sign that you have to keep going. When a caterpillar goes through its metamorphosis, when it goes into the chrysalis and it's going from being a caterpillar to a butterfly, there is a moment where it turns into goo within its cocoon, and then it reforms to be this incredible, beautiful sight that we all sort of pause to look at as they fly around. And we are probably all feeling like we've been in that state where we are a mess. There is no way we're going to be put back together. And this is where we have to remember that we are the beautiful butterfly. We are not going to settle for less than being the beautiful butterfly, and that we have to keep going. And then the final card is don't give up on love. A relationship you cherish can be healed. Allow me to clear the way for forgiveness so that love can thrive again. So if you are looking at this, and when I talk about having an open heart and feeling deeply and partnership, and you're like, no, maybe that part of this reading is more about your healing. And forgiveness can be forgiving the person. Maybe they screwed up. It might be forgiving the person that used to be in your life just so that you have the freedom to move on, because hanging on to resentment, hanging on to anger punishes you, not them. And the last part of that might be forgiving yourself for making what you perceive as bad choices, forgiving yourself for staying in a relationship too long, forgiving yourself for being angry all this time. It's time to let all of that go, because only once you heal can all the good new things come in. I think that this is a better week in terms of how it feels than last week. And I feel like things finally start to move. Don't expect things to move at lightning speed, but at least they're moving. At least we're not going to be stuck in that space. Give time a chance to sort of get it going, because I know that when things have been at a standstill, it's like when you put your foot down on the accelerator. Things don't always go from 0 to 100 in a couple of seconds. We need time. So just allow that to really sort of start to happen. Make sure that you are protecting yourself readjusting those boundaries and those lines in the sand if that's required. Take time to be still and just check in with yourself and see where you're at. Last week was incredibly challenging. And so as we move into this week, just check in and make sure you're okay as everything starts to shift, and don't settle for less. You know, you're trusting that we need to be in flow. The abundance is coming. The universe is giving you signs. It's all exactly where it's meant to be. I hope this reading resonated for some of you, if not all of you. As I always say, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Not every reading is for every person, and that's totally okay. Make sure you go and check out the April monthly Oracle Wisdom if you haven't already. We are halfway through the month, which is crazy to me. And I hope that you all have the most wonderful week. I hope that I will be back with these readings on High Vibe next week. But thank you to all of you who are watching it here on YouTube, who have liked, subscribed, share this content, comment and engage with it all, because it means so much to me, and it means that I know that these readings are resonating and they're worth me showing up every week and every month for you. Have a wonderful week, everyone.